So while we got this all ripped apart, might as well do a little cleaning, a little housekeeping. It's got a bunch of cobwebs and dirt and crap in here, so might as well spiff it up. The car's been sitting. It's time to give it some attention. I'm gonna clean off everything. Probably rattle can the lower control arms black again, just to make them look good and protect them. Depending on how much rust and dirt you have, you could start with 80, move up to 150, go to 180, finish with 220. So since I've got some surface rust here, rather than try and do it with sandpaper, there's welding flash and stuff that's in the way of the sandpaper, which is ripped to shreds. So I'm going to bust out the Dremel and just hit it with the Dremel. Now I'll take the surface rust right off. You grind off all the surface rust, or sand it off. You wipe down the bare metal with alcohol, and then you can rattle can it black. So really, once everything's scrubbed with soap and water, you can dry it off. And then just you can get some rubberized undercoat and touch up that part. And then all the metal parts you can rattle can with some Krylon or Rust-Oleum satin black. So I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Oil makes a great masking tool. You can just wrap it around things you don't want to get paint on. Quick and dirty. You want to put down a real light coat first and let that dry. That gives the paint something to stick to. Just like that. So you gotta admit that looks a lot better than surface rust. And it's pretty easy to do. Just clean it up, sand it. Just gonna take a little 120 and get this dirt and gunk off the coils before I shoot them black. If you still have your ID tags and they are visible, you should mask them, because it's kind of a concourse thing to have the little numbers and letters. But mine look like they're pretty raggedy. Okay, I'm under here cleaning up the K member. I keep surface rust on it. And when the fuel pump leaked, I think it might also be a power steering issue, because it looks like power steering's kind of wet. I'm thinking that might be dripping, and then that's eating the paint off of stuff. Figure it all out. There's something there at the bottom of the power steering pump too that almost looks like coolant, which makes me think that the water pump gaskets are not the greatest. I'm finding that a lot of my undercoating is pretty much spent. It just comes off with a putty knife, so really not doing much. I may just scrape a lot of it off, clean it really good, and then recoat it with some undercoating or truck bed lining, something. So I managed to take a putty knife and scrape a lot of that undercoating that was coming off. I don't know what that was. I think it was mud in a can from Harbor Freight, some kind of cheap undercoating. Wow, this is looking a lot better. I got that all painted. I got the fender liner all cleaned off and treated. This stuff works great. It's good for plastics, vinyl, rubber. So I scrubbed this with steel wool. Got all the buildup gunk off and paint, overspray, and whatever. And then I was able to clean up the little yellow coil label and mask it off, so concourse people would be happy, whatever. Anyways, this is looking so much better. It really did look sad. And I'll just undercoat with the truck bed liner and we'll be good again. The fender liner on this side all cleaned up. Got all the rust taken off of the upper coil mount. Cleaned off some of the undercoating that was funky. I even saved a little yellow tag on that coil too. So it's looking good. Gonna get new ones of these too eventually. I put KYB gas adjusts on the back, so I figure that's what I'll go and do here. I thought it was hard to do on these, but I watched another video and I see it's not that hard. You just do what I've got it, compress the coil, boom boom, take it off, bolt on a new one, away you go. So little by little she's coming back from the dead. This stuff works good on your exhaust pipes, holds up pretty well to heat, protects them from rust, looks good.